Chances are you've played Minecraft at least once in your life. Most men have actually played at least like one video game. May it be on the if you were born in the 2000s, may it be on the Nintendo DS, a small fucking thing, or may it be like on the Nintendo Switch, or may it be on the Wii, or may it be on your computer, or even on your phone. Today, men have taken like an escape towards video games. Because, like, most of us, we actually understand each other. We agree that it's good once in a while to have this sort of break in everything. Sort of break in terms of doing things. And you just want to sit there and just zone out and do nothing. You just want to not think about anything from the real world. It might be the same thing people used to do before video games were invented to decompress and get rid of their subconscious level thoughts that they were just sick and tired of hearing. It's the same thing as like taking a walk on the beach with no headphones, nothing's happening. You're just walking on the beach. So looking at the environment around you, seeing what's possible, seeing what's right there around you. There's a bee that just arrived yet again. He's my friend, so we won't get rid of him. And so what ends up happening is, may it be you go on a walk, you go wherever you might go. In nature, go on a walk in the forest, go sit down on a park bench and just stare into the emptiness. Just like zone out and just like think about nothing. This is like very common for men to do. I don't think women can actually do this, which is kind of funny. But regardless, something that's interesting about escaping reality in a way. Escaping reality in a way where we think it's fine to do this, but it's something you have to keep in mind whenever you have a very important goal, a very important purpose that you feel that you have. Personally, over the past 4 or 5 years, I've been chasing down my purpose, understanding what it is, like how can I define it, what do I want it to be, what do I want it to look like, all that sort of stuff. And over the course of the few past years, it's changed quite a lot. But when I actually think about when I started, the whole point of me thinking about it was distracted by video games. Video games can become a very big distraction. I talked a little bit about this on yesterday's topic. I wanted to make a bit of a deeper dive on video games and like what does it do, why do men actually feel that like the pull towards it, all that sort of stuff, so that you guys can understand a bit better about the psychology behind why you want to play video games all the time. So that way, as soon as you have that knowledge, you can control yourself and understand, this is exactly what he said and what he's talking about. So that way you don't just fall into the trap of playing video games all day, and instead you actually take some time to look at what you need to do, what you want to do, and not necessarily what you feel like doing. Because we all need to take responsibility, ownership, and accountability of our time, of our actions, and everything that surrounds us in our life. Because everything that happens to us is to some degree our fault. And we are part at fault for this thing happening to us. Sure, the environment might like affect you to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, it's fine. You just have to take ownership of your life. And so that's what I'm helping you guys do and understand today. So video games, why do men like have this such a strong pull towards it? Well, very simply, it stimulates your brain in a way that triggers the most attractive things to men that have been so for the past hundreds of thousands of years, which is adventure, skill development, like getting better at something, seeing your character level up in real time. It's very easy to understand, like, what have you gotten better at? What does that look like? What level are you at? It's like, it's gamified, right? So as soon as everything's gamified, it makes everything more amplified. So if you always get like attracted by these adventure games like RPG games or MMO games like massive multiplayer online, whatever, FPS games, all these kind of things have systems built into them that attract men because it's built on such a subconscious level of human male psychology that people actually want to play the game more because it's addictive. It's part of who you are. It stimulates those things, those parts of you that yearn for adventure and conquest and being better than everybody else and like competition and being a driven man. I'm sure when you were playing Call of Duty or you were playing, maybe I was playing this game called Rainbow Six Siege, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, and there was this ranked system in it. And so the best part that I liked about that game wasn't the fact that it was an FPS game. It was the fact that it was so well designed for my type of person, my type of like character, as someone might say. Like, you had to combine your strategies in order to beat the enemy team, and you had a team of 5 people versus 5 people. And so the whole point is it's extremely hard for one person to win against 5 people, but 5 people against 5 people can dominate if they have the right strategy, if they have the right cohesion, if they work well with each other. And it's kind of like having this like army. You've got the archers, you've got the soldiers, you've got the spearmen, you've got the cavalry, you've got the artillery, and then you've got the general commanding everybody. It's kind of the same thing. And so it works perfectly in the male brain, these sorts of video games that are extremely competitive, extremely rewarding in terms of like not only dopamine, but also satisfying those urges, those deep urges that are rooted in being a man ever since the dawn of time. So it's all linked together. So this is the main reason why people actually have this strong urge, a strong pull towards video games, and it's mostly all connected to one singular thing. And I already said the word. If you know what I'm talking about, it's dopamine. Now, dopamine is one of the most important things in your life that dictates what your brain wants and doesn't want to do, and feels and doesn't feel like doing. What is dopamine? I suggest you look it up if you want a really super baseline explanation. But from my side of the spectrum, dopamine is basically a energy inside of you that boosts your brain and makes your brain feels nice because you're doing something. It could be watching, like scrolling on TikTok, Dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit, dopamine hit. There you go. It could be going to the gym. I get the endorphins, I get the dopamine, I get everything. Like fucking boom, 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 like inside of me. I feel good. My brain's stimulated. It could be playing a video game. Oh, I'm getting really good. I'm seeing all my levels go up. I'm making so much money. I'm getting so much status. I'm getting da da da. That's what I'm talking about, right? It could be derived from other things, though. I've been working hard on my business over the past couple years, and I'll tell you as much that working on your business or working on something extremely hard, like maybe like you're studying to become a doctor or something like that, you'll understand that actually, when you actually look at the basics, if you work extremely hard for like a long period of time and then you get a massive reward, your brain is like overloaded with dopamine. It's not the same as that short form when you're scrolling on TikTok. It's not the same. And so, personally for me, this dopamine reward comes in the form of money. Whenever I get paid by a client, or a new client, or sign a new deal, or a contract, or something like that, or I close something new, I get a huge dopamine release. Because it feels good. It's a reward for the effort I've put in over the past couple of months, weeks, days. And it's like, good job, here's money. That's what I'm talking about. And so you can replace this dopamine, this easy dopamine that you're going to be getting on a day-to-day basis by playing video games, by scrolling on your phone, all these sorts of short form pieces of entertainment that are much lower in terms of potency of the dopamine. And instead, you can replace that with hard work and doing something and creating something and building something that actually matters to you. Like, that matters way more. And so, when you actually think about it, video games are just satisfying two things. They satisfy, number one, your primal male urges in your brain. Competitiveness? No. Competitiveness, I guess would be the word. Competitiveness. You're very competitive with other people. Status. So your character is getting better than everybody else. You feel like the best. You feel like number one. There's like a bunch of people that have created scoreboards for this. Same thing. So status. Then you've got dopamine, which is completely connected to it. And all of these things are connected together. So like all the basic stuff I mentioned plus dopamine on the other side, and you just combine everything together. And so you need to be careful, because if you're not aware of what I just told you about and how it works, you end up getting distracted way easier, way more. I'll give you a bit of an example of what my life used to look like before. So before the ages of 19, when I kind of just gained consciousness out of nowhere, I guess, I was playing maybe 8 to 16 hours of video games a day on average. And now I'm not proud about it, but it has definitely taught me a certain way of living, which is different from everybody else. Because I didn't just do it like without thinking, right? I wasn't thinking about the big picture, sure. But I was thinking about how can I get better at the video game. And so this transitioned into my business, right? But what I was doing is basically playing all day, every day. Like, I was negating my sleep. I was negating my health. I was negating so many different things about my personal life. I didn't have that many friends. I was just like focusing on my friends online, focusing on the games, focusing on getting better, improving my status, improving my levels, improving my skill level, all of those things that transition directly into business or school or studying. And these things are basically all the same. I used to just like sit in my gaming chair. I used to have like the best like setup one could get at my current level. I had 3 monitors, I had a desk setup, I had a massive desk, I had literally everything. Gaming desk, gaming computer, desktop, like a big unit box or whatever you want to call it. I had gaming mouse, gaming keyboard, I had microphone, I had a camera, I had lights, I had everything. I was streaming most of the time. I was recording videos. I was started to look into the content creation space, and that's kind of how I got to the point where I'm creating videos now. But regardless, the whole point of me going through that really reflected back at me my personal values. And it was like, what are most of the games I play? Well, most of them are actually completely and utterly rooted in the base fundamental instincts of man. It's games where you collect resources, you survive in the wilderness, you get better over time, your skills improve, you create things, you're very creative, so you start creating new structures, new buildings, new kits, new tools, new things, whatever it may be. New characters. You start exploring things. You start going on adventures. You start improving your skill level. You start competing with other people on a multiplayer basis. You start negating your sleep in order to improve these things even more. That's where I was at the time. And I think just before stopping, I probably made like $150 off of Twitch, something like that. And because of somebody like started donating to my streams and everything, and it was actually going pretty well. Not gonna lie, I stood out way more than the average person because I was so good at the games I was playing at, right? But at the end of the day, I didn't feel good. I was just negating everything. So that's where I did the 180 and that I talked about yesterday. And I completely pivoted into focusing on my health, understanding who I want to become, figuring out the skills that I need to develop, everything like that. So that's basically what I've been focusing on over the past couple years. And honestly, I feel like a completely different person. I may have played a video game once in a while, but to be perfectly honest, like I could go months or years without playing a single game, because the game of life is the most interesting game there is to play. It is not as easy, it is not as clear, it is not as gamified, but you can still make it so with your own daily actions. So that's all I have to say for today. If you have any questions about this sort of stuff, psychology, understanding what happens in your own brain behind things so you can control your life a bit better and get the outcomes that you want, feel free to ask me any questions anytime. Advice, feedback, I'm happy to give it to you. If you have any different topics you would like me to talk about, I'm happy to talk about them as well. Just suggest them in the comments. I made a poll recently. If you want to vote on different video topic ideas that you would like me to see, or that you would like to see me record for you, go vote there. Go press on the button you want to see more of. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you being here, even if it's just like 1 or 2 people. I saw one of the videos recently, it bumped up to 50 people, and I was like, yes, yes. And every single day I see the subscriber count, it goes +1, +1, and I'm like, great, this is nice. Like, that's dopamine as well, you know? So it's great. It feels amazing. So thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate it. Feel free to interact with me anytime you want. Have a conversation. Thank you guys so much for watching yet again. I don't think I thank you guys enough as it is. And I will see you in the next one. I post every single day. So I'll see you tomorrow. And have a great day.